And we are back, the final episode for this car where I'm gonna try and fix all of the cosmetics that I can and try to get the maximum value out of this car. To start things off, I'm gonna start cleaning the car by using a 2-bucket wash method. Now, as the name suggests, for this method you need 2-bucket car wash, a foam cannon that's gonna attach to my pressure washer, but if you don't have a foam cannon or a pressure washer, just a garden hose with a regular foam gun is fine, and a pressure washer. Now, the first part of the car that I'm going to clean is the wheels. They are the dirtiest part of the car, and I'm not trying to go for a proper detail wash. I just want to get them clean so I can start working on the paint. And then once I have the wheels clean, I'm going to start washing the paint. I'm going to give it a very basic polish to remove all of the surface oxidation. And once I'm done cleaning the wheels, I'll show you how I'm going to clean the paint. Now, for the purpose of cleaning the wheels, I've got some car wash inside my wash bucket with the grid guard at the bottom. I'm using an assortment of attachments, something via hand, something via drill, whatever I need, I have it here. And then once I start cleaning, the whole concept is like just spraying with a foam gun, having a good layer of lubrication on there, and using my car wash and brushes to agitate all the dust. And then after that, I can use the pressure washer to clean off all of the excess soap and water.
The process of cleaning wheels is very straightforward. Start by spraying with your foam cannon and using the wash detergent and your choice of brush. Scrub the dust off from the surface of the wheel into all the nooks and crannies as well as the tire sidewall. Now, the reason why you want to clean your wheels before touching the paint of your car is quite simple. Brakes leave a lot of brake dust behind, which gets embedded into your wheels. And once you have washed the painted surface of your car, you don't want any of those brake dust to fly out and stick right back into your freshly washed paint of the car.
I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now.
And with that, all of the wheels are done. Now I'm going to move on to the actual paint of the car. And now with the car foamed all the way, I'm going to start preparing the wash bucket. So the old one where I've used to clean the wheels, I'm going to have to redo that. Again, the same process, throw the water out, rinse the bucket, and then fill it up again with clean water. That is where my wash mitt is going to go in with the grid guard and actually clean the wash mitt between panels. This is going to my wash bucket. That's my second bucket where there's going to be soapy water, clean water. So the whole process is you dip the wash mitt in here, you clean one panel on the car, and then you clean the wash mitt in that wash bucket. From there, back in here, that way all the dust get trapped in there under the grid guard, and we don't have to worry about the dust getting back and actually scratching the paint. And also, because we're going to be polishing the paint, it doesn't really matter if I'm washing the car out in the sun. Generally, it's a good rule of thumb to avoid doing any work on your car in the sun, because the chemicals can dry on your paint and leave spots that needs to be polished out, but since I'm polishing, it's not going to make a big difference. Now for my car wash, you can see the extreme one is the one we're going to use. That's going to help us remove any of the remaining surface film from the paint of the car, and that's what we want to do. So the instruction is about 9 ounce or 300 milliliters into a gallon of water. So I'm going to fill that bucket with a gallon of water, add about 300 milliliters of my car wash, and then use it as a strip shampoo. Now that cup there is about 120 ml, so I'm going to do roughly 2.5 cups from here. And now with that, the car has been washed and has been cleaned properly. Now for the drying process, I'm using one of these Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions Ceramic 3-in-1 Detailer. So you just spray it onto the surface and then you use your drying towel, and then it just helps the drying towel glide over the surface, minimizing the amount of scratch that you can possibly put in the car. And another tool which I'm going to try and use is one of these handheld dryers from Makita. This is not actually Makita, it's just one that I bought off eBay for really cheap, and see how this one performs in terms of drying the car. because the paint surface has been stripped off. There's no waxes, no sealants, no coating. That's why the blow dryer is not working well. So what I'm gonna do is use the towel dry method, dry out the car, and in all the seams and nooks and crannies, I'm gonna use the blow dryer and try to get all the water out so it doesn't bother us during the polishing process. Now with the car being dried up all the way, I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna do an IPA wipe, which is isopropyl alcohol wipe. I've got some here. That's gonna make the paint clean off any of the remaining waxes or oils or anything. Now the next small issue that I've got with the size of the garage is if I fit the car in all the way, it's gonna fit in, but then I'm gonna have no room to move around and actually polish the car. So what I'm planning to do is get the front end in first, polish that out, and then once the front end is polished, then I can reverse park in and polish the back end of the car. So we're gonna have to do it in 2 sections, and I'm gonna bring the car in and we'll get started on that. For the IPA wipe down, I'm gonna use fresh microfiber towel and wipe down panel by panel. Now for the process of polishing, I'm actually using Meguiar's Detailer's DMF5. It's a finishing disc, so it should give the paint a nice shine at the top. It's not gonna cut too deep into the paint, and it's also not gonna be used with the compound. Because I'm using just a polish, I'm using a polishing pad with it. So to begin with, I'm gonna have to prime the pad with some polish, and then once that is primed, I can pour some dots, put it on the paint and see how it performs.
I'm using rubbing alcohol to wipe down the clean paint in order to remove any oils and residue from the wash detergent. Priming the pad first with some polish prevents it from absorbing the polish delegated to your car's paint, which increases the effectiveness of the polishing process itself. I'm doing it in small sections and buffing off any residue before it dries out on the surface.
Although it was not the aim of the video, but the star has started to come together really good. That was not a piece of glass, that was actually the paint of the car. With the use of the dual action polisher and finishing pad, the scratches from the paint have started to come real good. The only problem being anything that's really deep that needs a compound stage is still visible. You can see here, all of these things needs to be compounded before they can be polished again. That way you can get rid of it. That's not what we're doing today. It's just a very basic polish. These plastic trim have come really well together. You can see there's absolutely no scratches at all. Same with these ones. I'm going to continue towards the back end of the car. Another thing is my extension lead has been able to provide with enough extension that I might be able to get away all the way here, and I can just go around the other side and finish off the car, so I don't have to really move the car anymore. I'm gonna continue to polish this car, and then once I'm done, I'll see you guys on the other side. Guys, I've come to the end of the polishing session. Now there's a few things that I could not get out with just a single stage polish, which is all of the minor scratches in the paint, as you can see. In person, it looks much shinier. Now, coming on to this door, you can see it's very hard to get it on the camera. There's very fine scratches in there that I couldn't get out. Coming to the back, all this area has come out really well. That's gonna need a repainting. That's the clear coat coming out. There's some stone chips in the bumper here, there. There's an overspray. Some scratches, and that needs a compounding. So someone has had a go at it with like just polisher and just didn't do a good job. So I don't have a compounding chemical now, so I'm just gonna stick to polish. But overall, oh my god, what a big difference. So I'm gonna continue doing that, and I've just got the bumpers at the front left. Now this process here took me a few hours. I've just got the bumper left at the front. Now once that is done, I'm gonna do some spray ceramic coating. It's gonna keep the paint protected for at least 6 months to a year. And that way it's gonna be much easier to clean it in the future. Also, not sure if you can tell, I need to get a sponsor from Suntory. I've had like heaps of this working on this car. Guys, we're coming close to the end of the day and oh my god, look at the results. And that's not even how shiny this thing is gonna look. I've got to do some spray ceramic coating that's gonna enhance the gloss on this paint, and it's gonna look ridiculously good. It's crazy how much just half a day's of work or maybe a day's full of work can restore a car. Now, since my goal is not to keep the car, I'm gonna sell this, and hence why I'm not doing the glass coating. Otherwise, I would have done full ceramic glass coating on this. That would have looked ridiculously good. Anyhow, this is looking like 1,000 times better than how I got it. That's already added like a couple of grand to the value of the car. Things didn't go as planned. It took way longer than I expected. So you're gonna have to have one more episode where I fix the interior and also fix the speakers. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think about the paint condition now versus when I started. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.